So today, I'll be touching on Ghana's long-awaited Tema Oil Refinery, which is finally beginning operations after years of anticipation and hard work. The revival of this project marks the end of a near 8-year period of inactivity, breathing new life into a facility that has been a cornerstone of the nation's industrial landscape since the early days of independence. So join me today as I explore the journey of the Tema Oil Refinery, the long-awaited project, which is finally delivering on what it promised when it began operations back then in the 90s. Before we get into the details, kindly hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and stay updated. Let's get straight into the details. The Tema Oil Refinery's resurgence is actually significant. It was established in the vibrant industrial hub of Tema. The refinery was commissioned in September 28, 1963 by Ghana's first president, Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. It was originally operating as the Ghanaian-Italian Petroleum Company, and it represented a bold step towards self-sufficiency for Ghana. But as we know, it faced too many hurdles and had to be shut down. For a newly independent nation eager to harness its natural resources, this project was perfect. It proves that Ghanaian had ingenuity and the capacity to create its own future. The Tema Oil Refinery was also designed with a processing capacity of 45,000 barrels per day, making it a vital asset for refining crude oil into essential products like gasoline, diesel, and kerosene. Over the decades, the Tema Oil Refinery has evolved significantly. The government of Ghana in 1977 assumed full ownership of this, transforming it into a state-owned enterprise dedicated to serving national interests. This shift allowed for expansions and upgrades, including the installation of advanced refinery units to handle a wider variety of crude oil, and it shows you how far this refinery has come to date. The refinery's location in Tema is actually strategic, as this is Ghana's most industrialized city, seamlessly integrated with the ports and transportation networks, enabling efficient distribution of refined products across the country and even to the neighboring regions. Throughout the 1980s and the 1990s, the Tema Oil Refinery has played a pivotal role in fueling Ghana's growing economy, supporting industries from agriculture to manufacturing and transportation. The journey was not fully without hurdles. As we know, the Tema Oil Refinery shut down because of the market fluctuations and the advanced technologies that the world had that the Tema Oil Refinery didn't have. The Tema Oil Refinery faced the need for continuous modernization, and this put a strain to the nation, with its vision to become a premier crude oil refiner in Africa driven out of the road. These efforts were tested, and that puts pressures and operational demands on the refinery. I'm just walking you through to know what happened to the Tema Oil Refinery when it started to now that it's being officially opened once more. Despite the challenges back then, the Tema Oil Refinery actually remained a symbol of Ghanaian ingenuity and resilience, contributing to job creation, skill development, especially in the petroleum sector. Engineers, technicians, and support staff honed their expertise, fostering a legacy of technical excellence that continues to this day. Regrettably, the Tema Oil Refinery's path took a downturn in recent years because, leading to the extended period of inactivity, the refinery was nowhere to be found. For close to a decade, the Tema Oil Refinery's core function of refining crude oil came to a halt, a situation that was an integration of operational, financial, and logistical challenges. The corporate affairs officer provided a brilliant insight into how this happened, noting that the facility had become largely redundant, surviving primarily through innovative revenue streams like renting out its extensive tank farms to bulk distribution companies for fuel storage. That is a big downgrade to what it was actually meant to be. The adaptive strategy was crucial in keeping the refinery afloat during the tough times. The roots of these challenges also traced back to multiple incidents over the years. In 2012, a critical equipment breakdown forced a temporal closure, highlighting the vulnerabilities in aging machinery. This was followed by another shutdown in 2015, attributed to insufficient maintenance and investments, which compounded the issue of insufficiency and high operational cost. Also in 2017, a devastating fire further exacerbated the solution, and that shows you how unfortunate the Tema Oil Refinery has been. The fire damaged key components and necessitated extensive repairs. By 2018 also, a severe shortage of crude oil, the lifeblood of the refinery, was also experienced, leading to yet another halt. And that halt brought the Tema Oil Refinery down. The Tema Oil Refinery had accumulated substantial debts, reaching over $320 million by 2003, partly due to taxation policies, political influence, and ethical consideration in management. Ghana's status as an oil producer ironically did not shield the Tema Oil Refinery from their shortages, as exported crude oil often bypassed local refining due to economic incentives frozen imports of finished products. Now coming to the good news, the tide, however, began to turn with the arrival of new management, who focused on restoring the Tema Oil Refinery to its original purpose, making it an absolute priority. The commitment materialized through comprehensive turnaround maintenance projects and meticulous initiative aimed at overhauling the refinery's equipment and systems. The project is now at an impressive 98% completion, paving the way for the refinery to return to the main mandate of refining crude oil locally by the end of October 2025. The revival process has followed the method and has been collaborative. The management formed a dedicated oversight committee to guide the efforts, ensuring that every aspect of the maintenance was executed with precision. To bolster the team, temporal technical staff were recruited, bringing fresh expertise and working tirelessly over the past 3 months to address lingering issues. The hands-on approach also included rigorous inspections, repairs to processing units, and upgrades to safety protocols, all designed to bring the facility back to the optimal condition. And that is excellent news. A recent staff debrief held last week served as a key milestone in this journey. During the gathering, it was confirmed that the maintenance committee would hand over the vitalized plant to the production units, signaling the imminent start of the refining operation. This handover actually represents not just a technical achievement, but a symbolic rebirth of the Tema Oil Refinery, preparing to process crude oil once more, producing high-quality fuels to meet domestic needs. The credit for this remarkable turnaround goes to the visionary leadership at the helm, the managing director, Edmond Combat. He has been instrumental in steering the refinery through its challenges, implementing strategic reforms and fostering a culture of efficiency. Complementing this also is the guidance from the President John Mahama, who has been instrumental and has prioritized energy security and industrial revival. Actually, decisive actions have not only revived the Tema Oil Refinery, but has positioned it as a catalyst for broader economic benefits. The country is now showing dedication, extending beyond just mere revival. They are going to push the Tema Oil Refinery to the highest peak. The engineers and technicians, both permanent and temporary, have demonstrated unwavering commitment, working around the clock to ensure every bolt and valve is in place. This collaborative effort underscores the human element behind the Tema Oil Refinery's success, a blend of expertise, innovation, and national pride that have turned potential into reality. And as I'm reporting this resumption of operations at the Tema Oil Refinery, it carries far-reaching economic implications for the country. By refining crude oil domestically, the refinery can meet a substantial portion of local demand, potentially up to 60%, thereby reducing the nation's hefty reliance on imported petroleum products. Such self-sufficiency would conserve foreign currency, bolster the city's stability, and also support the overall economic stabilization by Ghana. This revival is immense, as the commencement of operations at the Tema Oil Refinery is more than just a technical restart. It's a triumph to what the project was intended to be. After nearly 8 years of challenges, the Tema Oil Refinery is ready to reclaim its role as a pillar of national development. This achievement, driven by dedication, leadership, and teamwork, promises jobs, savings, and stability for Ghana. We celebrate this milestone and look at it fondly. Hit the like button and also inform others on this triumph that Ghana is undergoing. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't, and stay tuned as I'll be keeping you updated every step of the way on projects happening in Ghana. Thank you, and on to the next video. Be sure to check this next video out.